welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. As welcome as a family, we chose this one. This is episode 351, Life in the Fast Lane, number 26. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And Joe, let us finish out... Finish out Too Fast is a very generous term, considering we still have credits left. We have all the deleted scenes.
Yep.
We're still not going to be done with this for months, but let's finish out the movie itself proper with Too Fast, Too Furious, minute 101, which includes the final 30 seconds of Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, man, I love Miami. Miami's off the hook. Open a garage together? A garage? How we gonna do that, bruh?
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
And we ain't hungry no more either, bruh.
So, Joe, in this minute, Brian and Roman continue to walk away from Tanner, and they talk about how much they love Miami. Brian suggests they open a garage. Roman asks how they'll afford it. After Brian tells Roman he has money, Roman shows Brian the money he took. Then, in the credits, a yellow Mitsubishi races in a city and through a green tunnel. As it hits the surface streets again, a golden car soars over it off a ramp. The two race, jockeying for position, and then the credits play on top. That's the movie.
That's the movie, yep.
I asked you to get information because there's nothing for you in this minute, but maybe we'll see. But I think it's funny. My big takeaway is I think it's very funny that at the end of Fast 5, Roman's like, Tej, we just stole $10 million, $100 million.
Yep.
You want to open a day job? And the same thing here. And Roman could not be more excited to open a garage with Brian. What a difference 3 movies, 8 years, and $10 million makes.
And Tej has a garage in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all pretty funny. But I guess,
What do you think? How much money do you think they stole?
I wanted to go back because what does he say when he's 3 duffel bags? I was gonna ask you this actually. He was it was 2 we found 2 bags in the trunk, and he's make that 3 or 3. He brings 3 more, 6 total. But what's the line that he says there?
So maybe there was 6 bags. I guess we call it even.
Okay, so they found 3.
But he's got, 6 bands on his waist?
So I counted, it was 5.
Okay.
They're all hundreds. I would presumably count those as 10 grand each.
10 grad.
10 grad.
So it's 50K.
So that, yes. I would presume that, not including what Brian has.
Which we don't see.
Which we do not see. He says pockets ain't empty, but doesn't even lift up his shirt or pockets.
Which I think we'll get to the trivia question, but that one I was... Because in my head, I'm they both lift up their shirts. You know what I mean? But
same, yeah.
But no. I also love, which I'm sure I've seen before, but I never really thought about, that kind of weird, shimmy that Brian, does over to Roman. He's, looking around to see, and he, sneaks up to him real close.
Yeah,
and he's
cool guy walk. I
pockets
agree.
ain't empty, cuz.
I think it has to be, probably 50 to 100 grand. 100 grad? 50 to 100 grad they stole. That's
a decent down payment on a location.
I think so. I think that's enough to get you going there.
Especially if you open up in a dumpy part of town or something.
Yeah. Although Tej is literally on the water in Miami, I don't think they'll get a garage there.
No.
But in the same sense, their hideout was on the water in Miami as well. So maybe. We don't know what property values are in Miami at this point. Could be low.
Should we Google it?
No. What are we going to Google? Property values in 2002 for
garages that sold in Miami in 2002?
Yeah, exactly. And how many of those were gangster trade money laundering anyways? So I have no idea. But
I don't know. Okay. So then we have... So is there anything else about the movie itself to talk about before we get to the credits?
No. I think that was it. I counted the stat... making the presumption that it's 50 grad was as good as we did there, I think.
Again, I know that they're not breaking these down by minutes. They're not waiting to see 20 years from now, 2 guys are going to break this movie down minute by minute and whatever. But it's almost comical how little there is on screen in these final 30 seconds. It's a bunch of pallets and 2 cops that like immediately exit screen, and there's nothing else there. Like there's nothing even like to pretend to look at.
No.
It's
and
nothing.
Like they look around for cops where all the cops just were, and there is no cops anymore.
No cops.
Yeah.
No cops, go. Right? So
Nope.
So then at 33 seconds, and I think to those listening to the podcast, if you're hearing this right now, I mean you, I'm going to cut off, because whenever I put in copyrighted songs into the podcast, Spotify is just like, we can't put this up there. YouTube is like, you can't put this up there. Or, I mean, they can, but like we lose whatever. So the credits are just like copyrighted songs. So as soon as the Pump It Up by Joe Budden, which you did not hear, plays, but just imagine in your head that you got pump it up. But that just starts at 33 seconds and goes, which we'll cover on the next one. But man, my big question to you, are these CGI cars more PS1 era or PS2 era? Because they look bad, but I'm wondering.
PS2 era, because there's reflections on them.
Okay.
The ray tracing, you have to factor that in, Joey.
I like how there is like the actual ray tracing now. Just like it's depending, how sun comes through windows and like hits the dust in like The Last of Us Part 2, and just like, here's a gold car that jumps off a thing and like zooms around another thing. It's like, okay.
Yes, exactly. But I think they don't look that bad. Like, we've seen worse CGI and shit.
No, for sure. But also, like, you just saw a movie, like a major Hollywood motion picture, a sequel to a surprise box office smash hit, and it's like, what are they going to do in the credits? Some absolute dog shit.
Yeah, that's how it works. They spent all the money already, bud.
I am curious to see what else because I mean, I want to track these cars. I don't remember the cars. I mean, this is definitely a crazy credit. The cars driving through the credits.
So I it's easy to tell what the cars are because they're using the cars from the movie.
Okay, so it is a what and a what.
The first one that comes out is the CGI yellow Mitsubishi Lancer that Brian drives, and then it gets jumped over by an orange Toyota Supra, which we can assume is like Orange Julius's car, but they couldn't render the designs on either side of them. You know what I mean? Like the CGI was too cheap to like put the decals. So it's just like very shiny yellow, very shiny orange.
Yeah.
But those are definitely what the cars are.
Right.
They do randomly have Greddy written on the hood of the Supra, which I was like,
is it Greddy or is it G-Ready?
I think that I thought that what's his name said Greddy.
Oh. Craig Lieberman?
Yeah, Craig Lieberman. I thought he said Greddy at one point.
Maybe. I have no idea. I mean, I definitely don't know cars. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Greddy. That's just a guess, though. I think I'm just saying because I feel like my brain remembers him saying Greddy. Like, we called Greddy and they gave us all the parts and blah, blah, blah. But he didn't say, I know he didn't say G-Ready. At least I didn't hear him say G-Ready.
Okay. Is there anything else to say about this minute? Because I'm curious to see how far into the credits the cars go. If there's anything, like the next Fast Lane, we're going to do the rest of the credits. We'll do the rest of the credits because there's not
just
much
all
to
is
talk
one.
about.
Yeah, we said okay.
Yeah,
and this was a boring part of the beginning of the credits too, because like even the like people that they showed was like director, producer, writers, and like these are all ones that we know. It's not even like the fun like costume design or like we could like look for fun names and stuff like that.
Or like wow, they credited Devin Aoki third. Wow, right?
Yeah, there was none of it. Was literally like these are the writers, these are the producers, these are the executive producers. Like we were like very very in the beginning of it. So
the trivia question I have here, and I'm honestly surprised and impressed with myself that I could come up with one.
It's
because
excellent. There's
nothing that happens, but we know that, quote, pockets ain't empty, and, quote, we ain't hungry. When Brian and Roman celebrate their fiscal windfall, I spent so much time figuring out how I wanted to word fiscal windfall. Fiscal windfall. Who shows the money they've stolen? Is it Brian? Is it Roman? Or do they both do it? And as we talked about, it's just Roman.
Yeah, Brian implies that he has money that he stole, but he never shows us it.
Yep.
Yeah. Excellent question.
Thank you. Minute 101, Joe. So here's a real question for you.
Oh, I know the perfect title for this minute.
Well, are we going to, like, for the credits? I mean, I don't know what to do as a screenshot. I mean, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And we can also come up with something. But yeah, what do you want to name this minute?
Show me the money.
Okay.
Right? It got to be that.
With an exclamation? Like a real Jerry Maguire situation?
Yeah, definitely Jerry Maguire reference, yeah.
Okay.
Especially because the question is, who shows...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else to say about minute 101?
No, I think that was it. I'm scared to go through credits, but I'm glad that we're going to do them in one batch. That was a good decision.
I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be boring, but I don't think it's going to be bad.
Yeah. That's what but I mean, even still, like, you know, it's just tedious, right?
So now my question to you, we're not going to do more trivia questions. We could do one more, maybe, probably not.
No.
The movie's over. When do we take the quiz?
Ooh.
Do we want to do it now, or do we want to do it after we finish Too Fast, like in October?
I think we should do it after we finish the credits.
Okay.
Before the what's it called? I don't have the link to it, so I can't like cheat or study. Like Joey has it, so.
Well, no, it's linked on the Patreon, which also I don't
Sure.
know that you know the. I mean, you know the URL, but
no.
You don't
So
have
I'm
a login
saying
for
like
that.
I'm pushing this off because I want to like finish the credits first, but not because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go cheat. Is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I guess we do have the fucking document, so never mind. I could
true.
cheat if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, farewell, minute document for now. We knew thee well.
Yeah.
It's weird to be
Goodbye,
like
my
done with the
friend.
movie, but not at all done with the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
But
Should we treat the deleted scenes as one to kind of truncate them?
what do you mean?
Instead of minute by minute, we just do like
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, correct. Yes. Each
Where it
deleted scene, whether
is
they're
one
15 seconds or
3
4
minutes.
minutes, yep, will be a single episode. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, cool. That's a great idea too.
It's exactly what we did for the first movie.
Perfect.
We're just going to do the same thing all over again.
Just confirmation. Excellent. Love it.
All right, Joe, on the streets, news about the Fast and Furious. There was a thing published on April Fool's Day, and I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if you saw this or not,
What?
but Denzel Washington rejected a role in in Fast and Furious.
What? Okay. I don't know if that's real or not either.
It says he would have been Mr. Nobody.
Very interesting. I don't know, bud.
I'm trying to see if there's an actual quote from him, and I don't know that there is. It's one of those Screen Rant things where it's like kind of computer generated, kind of whatever, fully clickbait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess Denzel Washington was offered the role of Mr. Nobody and said no.
I think Denzel's like one of the only choices that I'm like, probably made sense to say no.
You think? Is he too big for the franchise?
No, he's not. But I mean, like, we're always like, man, don't like, you know, like, I can't believe they fumbled the bag and like wasn't in a Fast and the Furious movie. Whereas like Denzel's probably is like one of the only people that doesn't need Fast and the Furious. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it'd be really cool if we had him. I would love to have him. It would have been cool if he was Mr. Nobody. But do you need him? Does Denzel need Fast and the Furious?
No.
No.
Denzel doesn't need anything.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Another thing, I think we found this maybe during an episode with Walt and Kim, possibly, but Justin Lin being eyed to direct Spider-Man 4.
Yes. Yeah. We did.
Also, I just Googled it today just to see if there's something that comes up, but Sam Raimi, now in contention. Sam Raimi directed the original 3. Not the original, well, the original 3, the Tobey Maguire ones. So he's in contention, too, to direct the one. This is, again, the Tom Holland Spider-Man with Zendaya.
Yeah.
But Justin Lin being there would be kind of cool. Get some
Justin Lin would be very cool.
Spider-Man drifting up and down some walls.
Yeah. Well, you know, Justin Lin's good at like other movies too. Like he's known and crushed Fast and the Furious, but like the Star Trek that he did was good. I like that one a lot.
Very true. Very, very true.
And that's like more towards Spider-Man than it ever is Fast
Did
and the
Better Luck
Furious.
Tomorrow, which is a high school movie. I mean, not that Spider-Man's still in high school, but like close enough, right? You know, young people.
Yeah, I don't count that one. I was talking about like grand.
Oh,
You like actual.
we still didn't do. Was it Battleship? What movie did he direct?
Is that the one that Rihanna's in? Rihanna's in Battleship.
Rihanna's
right?
in Battleship. I don't know that he directed Battleship though. He directed Annapolis with James Franco and Tyrese and Jordana
that's
Brewster.
right. That's right.
Battleship was directed by Peter Berg, yes, of Hancock, Deepwater Horizon, Patriots Day, like the Mark Wahlberg guy. Also did Battleship, yes, with Rihanna.
Makes sense.
Also, speaking of Justin Lin, this we definitely found on a episode with Walt and Kim. Justin Lin's Perfect Storm Entertainment developing biopic on World Rally Vice Champion Michel Mouton.
This sounds really, really cool. I like rally racing a lot. Like, I don't watch a lot of rally racing, but it is very, very interesting. And as we know, on the flip side, Justin Lin does very good at car movies. So I think that he could. And he did, Making of the Game, which was almost a biopic, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think that he's well suited for that as well.
I don't know if he's directing this or he might just be producing it, but still, Creative minds
I
behind
have
the
faith
team.
in him. Yeah, I have faith in him.
John Cena on Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson's Fast and Furious feud. Quote, "You have two very alpha-driven people. There can only be one."
What about Double Alpha?
Oh, so he was on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, where like every time somebody talks shit about something, it's always on a podcast.
It's always on a podcast by accident, and I think Dax Shepard and what's her name, Kristen Bell, are pretty insufferable. So, yeah.
So Dax asked about their on-set tussle, and the host said, quote, "That was a rough pairing." And John Cena said, quote, "There's certainly rumors about that. I can't deny that. You have two very alpha-driven people. You get two. There can only be one."
That's a pretty bland answer, too, for, like, what the headline was, right?
I know. Man, you got to remember I got dropped into a locker room where we have generational vets. What did your dad do? Wrestle. What are your Oh, this is WWE. Oh, this is WWE about keeping his head down and being a team player. What'd your granddad do? Wrestle. I've been in that environment, know the room, and just kind of adapt to what's going on. I'm being invited into someone's home, someone's family, regardless of how they look physically in comparison to another human being. This is one IP that has had 9 installments, and it's an action movie. That's rarefied air. At the very least, there should be respect for that.
That's awesome. John Cena is great. He is the perfect chameleon.
Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, like, no, but I mean, like, yeah.
No, I know.
Like, he plays these things so well. It's awesome.
And he says the last quote is, "I'm a guest in the Fast family. I'm not trying to get the sandbox. That's not my thing. I'm grateful for what you've given me. I want to be the best fire truck I can."
Fire truck?
Just a toy. Just like, I'm part of the sandbox. Just like, however you want to use me, man.
Cool. Okay.
Sort of a slow... Again,
we had WrestleMania, and The Rock and John Cena were at WrestleMania.
Squaring off.
Yeah. Perfect.
Is The Rock a heel now?
Yeah, from everything that I know.
Wow. Did you watch WrestleMania or no?
I did, and then fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
I fell asleep like before they came out.
I saw pictures. I saw a picture, and then I saw that picture with Paddington in it from that one account. But yeah, I forget
what I was watching instead. I was watching something else. Like, I was watching sports that wasn't WrestleMania for some reason.
Unscripted sports. Other news, though?
No, on that note, though, I saw a great tweet that was like, "Men will tell you that wrestling is fake and then go watch 9 Fast and the Furious movies," which feels very appropriate now that we were just talking about that. No, but no other real news that I've seen, no.
It was like people. It wasn't a surprise that The Rock and Cena both showed up. I think they were both supposed to be there, right? Cena was a surprise.
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm unsure. Somebody that's better at us at wrestling, write in. Tell us. Family@cageclub.com.
Well, anybody's better than me. I'm surprised that you don't know just by like osmosis or just like Twitter. But
yeah, true.
Joe, is Dwayne Johnson integral?
I like it as a verb better.
Yeah, we've said it before that way like the last couple times. Is Dwayne Johnson integral? Although it's an adjective.
Yeah.
Or a verb. I mean, I guess it could go either way. He is.
I would say he's integral, right?
What are we going to get movie-wise, man?
I don't think that... Well, if we know anything, we know that they don't know.
I don't spend that much time on Twitter, but I feel like every time I open up the Too Fast Twitter, I just see Rocket being like, "What are they doing? When are we going to get news?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you're asking the hard questions."
No, he put their ass to the fire.
Yep.
He keeps tweeting at them like, "Tell us when the fuck we're getting anything here. We need to know." Yep. And I respect Rocket for it. I'm behind you, Rocket.
Rocket, if you find out, I mean,
I'm sure you'll tell us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we gotta know. We gotta know.
But as we do know, considering they pretty much changed 10 on the plane to go shoot 10 2 weeks into production of 10.
Yeah,
they don't know.
No one knows anything.
For this movie, for these movies being like $1 billion each and like 75 million people working on them, it seems like there's one driver. That's it.
Well, yeah, and what's that driver? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
There's more news.
Okay.
So I have on Instagram, my favorite setup, and it's like, friends I care about. Yeah. And then there's also Vin Diesel. Because I was like, I need to know, whenever he posts absolute bullshit, like I need to know immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So the other day, and I put this in our Instagram story because I thought this was incredible. Oh, he changed it.
Oh, what happened?
So it's an Australian men's health cover.
Okay.
Like you can see, maybe.
Yeah, it's him. It's him.
It's
him.
But it's the magazine cover. And it's a video, right? Like it's him getting out of the water.
Yeah. He's shirted but wet too. Okay.
Hold on, I gotta find out what it said because now it just says "Happy Creative Sunday, all love, always." That's not what it said on Sunday.
Interesting. How do you do it? You gonna go to Internet Archives or something?
I'm gonna see if people reported on it because he posted this thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is what it originally said.
I'm very curious. Good setup.
To my global leaders, ...
Okay.
Line break. I am watching, ... Line break. I only want to wish good upon you, !
Is he like prepping for the UN or something?
I don't know. But to my
or threatening North Korea. He's either prepping for the UN or threatening North Korea. One of these two has to be the answer.
When I search Google Vin Diesel Instagram to my world leaders, people also ask, how can I meet Vin Diesel? And it just says, go to a movie premiere. Okay. But I saw this, I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying? What are you saying, man? Like, I don't understand what that means.
It's so vaguely threatening to the global, like, to everyone.
It's threatening and also at the same time positive. Like, I only wish the best upon you. It's like,
if Kim Jong-un was preparing for the UN and also got ChatGPT to write an Instagram post for him, like, make it mildly threatening but also positive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is what ChatGPT came out with, and he just copy-pasted it.
Yeah.
And doesn't know English.
He posted another one today. I haven't watched it yet. But the caption on it is...
That's an incredible find, though. Thank you for that share to all my global leaders. Yeah.
Oh, it's also 3 minutes long. We've come a long way, but I think it's him on the set, maybe? That looks like the set, right?
But yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see what he's saying.
Vin has a lot to say.
No one rests on their laurels. So whether I'm at the studio talking about Kojak...
What?
And Universal's the home of Kojak and what I'm calling the best script. Whether I'm here talking about Rock'em Sock'em, which is something I'm so excited about. I'm so excited to be working with Mattel.
Oh, fuck. We don't want another fucking Mattel movie.
Universal.
We're getting like 30 of them.
I know.
Whether I'm talking about Fast and Furious.
Oh.
And that's what today's thing is. Today, long before we start filming principal photography, we've got to work out so many logistics. And because the driving sequence is going to be so intense in this next chapter.
Not final chapter, next chapter.
Working out the stunt driving sequences early, I've got to practice to make sure that it's as safe as possible while simultaneously being as intense as possible.
Is he alluding that he's going to do his own driving sequences? Because it seems like he is.
Comcast is building a Fast and Furious ride, which is pretty intense because it's boasting to be the fastest roller coaster ride in history, and that's happening here.
What?
But I remember coming here in 1997.
Someone take Grandpa's phone.
And Steven Spielberg wanted to meet with me after seeing a movie I directed. It was
Multifacial.
Sundance. And he told me he wanted to write a role. I walked on the set of Amistad. And, you know, he had Anthony Hopkins there, Morgan Freeman, and all the actors that are in that movie. And
me.
He said he wanted to write a role as Saving Private Ryan. Needless to say, he's been like a godfather ever since. But all that happens here at this magical place that I call my studio, Universal Studio. And nothing happens with
this is like a cameo that they paid Vin Diesel
thank you
for
giving Universal their biggest year last year. Thank you for making Fast and Furious the world saga. And like always, I hope to make you proud.
Wow.
Between that 3 minute So, okay. Important
to all my
takeaway.
world leaders.
To all my world leaders, ... I am watching. He said long before we shoot any principal photography. So they've not even started shooting. They're not even close to start. They're still like storyboarding.
He said they're working out logistics of his driving sequences so he can practice and make sure that they are safe, is what he said. Mm-hmm. Which strongly implies that he's like either in charge of them or doing them. And I think neither is the correct answer to that statement. This feels like a real George Costanza moment. Like if you, it's not a lie if you believe it.
I really do think it's important in moments like this, and when The Rock posts a 9-minute video saying there's going to be a Hobbs and Shaw 2 or whatever, a Hobbs movie.
Hey Usos, yeah.
That we need to really give credit to screenwriters, because when actors don't have a script, this is what happens.
It sounds like my dad on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Right? Did it not just sound like you're talking to your dad? You're like, where are you going with this, Dad? And he's like, yeah, Uncle Spielberg. And you're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Like,
he's
call
like,
my
Anthony
Godfather.
Hopkins.
Like, okay.
Anthony Hopkins. You're like, what the fuck are you? He's like, thanks, Universal Studios. Okay, what are we even? Wow, that was a fun, dude. You nailed it with the Vin Diesel news today.
Honestly, it's just like watching his Instagram. It's all you need.
Now, do you think Universal asked him to do that, or do you think I think he did that himself. I think he just boosted.
Oh no,
Universal.
he definitely did it himself. I don't think I would even imagine people at Universal are like, please don't.
He was like, you know what, Steve? I'm going to go make a video telling about how great Universal Studios is today. And he's like, oh, God, I can't wait to see what this guy does. Like, they probably, like, all were, like, there's some Slack channel that has, like, higher-ups at Universal that shared that video and just cackled for, like, 10 minutes about it.
I think there's probably, like, a roller coaster of emotions of people watching it, like, we're just like, oh no, this could be bad. And like, oh, he's
it's pretty positive.
And then it's just like, oh no, please, just what? He's like, but there's still 90 seconds left. There's still so much time left. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's fine.
It's like, well, we thank God that we know that he probably won't say something racist. So it just could just get weirder, but it probably won't get mean or racist. So
and if he does get racist, good. I mean, we don't know what his ethnicity is, so it's fine. He can claim it as his own. He is multifacial after all.
That is true. He wrote a little script. That also gave me big Rushmore vibes. He's like, I wrote a little 2-act about Watergate.
Boy.
Wow.
Truly
Thank you,
powerful
Vin.
Stuff.
Thank you, Vin, for the entertainment today.
Any other news you've seen?
None that can fucking top Vin boosting Universal in the fucking lot. No.
True. All right, Joe, we have a Patreon page, toofast2forever.com. Before I shout out the patrons, we are in the full swing of Patreon bonus episode.
Oh, yeah, we're cranking too, by the way.
We had just out this past week, Personal Best. We've got the next 2 recorded. We got the next 2 coming up after that. But basically every 2 weeks for the rest of the lap, at least, maybe if not forever, bonus episodes every other Monday. Patron-picked movies for us to watch. Right now, as you know, all lap long, 80s cult classics. Also, join the Discord because Lane wrote a whole thing about like breaking down the 80s cult classics into like different categories. I'm like, we kind of got to that a little bit on the Earth Girls Are Easy episode.
We did, actually, yeah. He said it, and I was like, oh, that's really funny. I was like, did he hear this episode? And I like scratched my head.
It ain't out yet.
It ain't out yet, but we had a very similar conversation,
mm-hmm. Our next bonus episode, in case you want to join, in case you're like, should I join from just $1 a month? The next bonus episode out on April 29th is Repo Man from 1984, Alex Cox's Repo Man, which is a good movie, good episode.
Also so great, yeah. Great movie, to be honest.
But shout out to the people over there who are joined at the $5 a month level or above. Cassie Wilson, Nick Burris, Alex Ellenin, Justin Kleiman, Brian Rodriguez of High School Slumber Party, of Personal Best, and Too Fast, Too Forever After Dark. Shout out to them. Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Renato DiDonato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings. By the way, my sister went to Vegas. She won, what did she win? $570 on a slot machine, $940 and then $1,040. She won like
good on
$2,500 on 3 slot machines.
Sick. That's awesome. Go Lindsay.
I was like crazy. Nate
Congrats,
Milton
Lindsay.
of the Kings of Sport, also on last week's episode of The Princess Bride. Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Gallagher, Josh Buckley of Whole Lot of Wolves.
Yep, who
Michael
I was just
Moser.
on Whole Lot of Wolves this week too. Yeah.
Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Taryn New One, Aaron Willozin, Natalie Absolute, Randy Carter, Josh Gularm, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. We have not mentioned this in a while, but if you want to join the Patreon, you get swag and merchandise like t-shirts, stickers, and more, early access to episodes, bonus episodes. Like Joe was saying, the Fast and Furious Minute document and the Minute quiz, which we will take soon. We'll take the quiz as a bonus episode exclusively on the Patreon. Your choice for pit stop movies and themes, voting for all pit stop fan selected movies, which we've not done in a while, and of course our undying love and affection at toofast2forever.com.
My mother-in-law was just asking today how she could convince us to watch a bunch of Fast and Furious titled cartoons today, and Rachel suggested that she join the Patreon.
Mm-hmm. $10 a month. Get in the door.
Yeah.
Make a pick for whatever.
Yeah, I was like, you could do it. You could pick whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. We also have an email address, family@cageclub.me. And Joe, we have a handful of things, but first off, some quick hits. YouTube comment from Cumbre Patagonica. Commenting on the world's fastest Indian. Fake! Exclamation.
Well, I think that we actually did record that episode, so you
a
are
real episode.
wrong.
This one I read on the episode, I think, with Walton Kim from Billy Swales on the Los Bandoleros episode. This is bullshit.
We think so, too. I think a lot of these episodes are bullshit, Billy. So in that one, you are correct.
I did not tell you this, Joe, but 1 week ago today, on Wednesday, April 10th at 11:48 a.m., someone bought a George Pickens NFL Youngboy Fast 5 t-shirt.
Incredible. I love that it still does numbers. Thank you.
I was talking to fan favorite Garrett Smith on Twitter, and he sent me something about the Fast finale. And then I was like, can I read this on the show? And he's like, yeah, of course. So he said, listening to Too Fast, and suddenly a Fast finale pitch hit me like lightning. I was like,
okay. Oh, I'm curious. Okay.
Because reasons, the team was disavowed by all governments and secret organizations they're a part of, stripped of all assets, including cars. I actually didn't read this until...
Right now.
Okay. This seems like a thing, so I don't know. I'm reacting to this in real time.
Okay, cool.
Stripped of all assets, including cars, weapons, and homes, and forced to fight back and regain their lives and rights by any means necessary, a.k.a. low-rent Fast and Furious. You get a scene of Tyrese having to argue with a Hertz agent. Well, let's do an Avis. I know some people who...
Yeah. Avis, please. Thank you.
Suddenly in Pittsburgh at an Avis. Can you imagine if, like... your parents had to sign like an NDA, like they shot a Fast and Furious scene at your Avis and you didn't get to know about it?
They definitely rented cars to movies and stuff before. Pittsburgh's like a big, like when Zach and Mira Make a Porno was here, and
like if Tyrese is in your parents' shop and you can't know about it,
I would be very, very stressed out. Like I would want to be there. Like at least let me be there, you know.
Having argued with an Avis agent about, quote, donating a dozen cars off the lot to the family, Luda has to invent a series of contraptions to give whatever junk-ass cars they can steal a homemade booster in place of Nas. They're having to do all these crazy stunts with shitty cars the audience has at home. I like the idea of, like, yeah, let's strip it all back, but we're still going to do crazy big action and stunts with all the scaled-back stuff. Just imagine the cast making fun of each other's shitty cars as they fall apart during the action. It writes itself and is a fun celebration of what the series has been, etc., etc.
Sounds fun. I like the Avis part because that means that I get to meet Tyrese. That'd be cool.
I mean, he said Hertz, but, you know, it's got to be
We
Avis.
just ignored that, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that. I mean, I also think this way, like, if they're like, we can only spend $20,000 on cars, it's like, all right, just, like, go rent cars from Avis.
That works. I do think that if we went to go see the Fast and Furious and they're all driving like Chevys, like fucking Cavaliers and shit, you'd be like, yeah, this is not what we signed up for.
64 Chevy Malibus?
Like, no, not from 1964. You're just saying
I know.
a number,
I'm just saying,
64 Chevy Malibus that are new. Yes.
You don't need super cool cars, right?
Exactly.
Like the first movie kind of had like, not shitty cars, but shitty cars.
Well, but you do need cooler cars than cars that you could rent at Avis.
Yeah, maybe.
You can't just drive, like, it can't be like, oh, my mom has that car. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Unless it's the van making fun of Brian being a soccer mom because now he has a kid. Then it's just a bit once, not like Brian drives this car the whole movie.
I also do think that, like, if they did this and they had a bunch of cars that were, like, really cheap and that's all they could get, like, at some point in the movie they would get, like, real cars. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, we gotta drive these cars. They're real cars.
Exactly.
We have an email from Jerry, subject line, hello there. Jerry
What's
wrote
up,
in.
Jerry, bud?
Joe, this is from a while ago. Joe, to feel better, brother. Shingles is a bitch and a half.
It sucked. I do feel better, but I still have marks. Like, you could still see them. Like, it's now, like, so far away, but, like, look, I still have the fucking marks on my arms. And now I have, like, this chest cold. I've been sick so fucking much this winter. I don't know. People are just gross. Everybody stay clean and stay healthy, please.
Yeah.
Because I'm just catching everything. So,
Wash your damn hands.
yeah.
Get your damn
I
flu
do.
shot. Yep.
Yeah.
Glad you liked my Passenger 57 notes.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
For the Cops movie idea, you can do Brick Mansions with Paul, since he's an undercover cop and has
We already
real
covered
Fast
it.
vibes. In fact, I feel Brick Mansions could be part of the Fastiverse by giving Brian this test to get him promoted to the FBI before 4F.
Jerry, surprise, bud. We already had that episode. It was like the second lap or something.
Episode 56 of the show, back in November of 19.
Yeah, so probably not good. Maybe we'll have to do a revival lap one day. Imagine we go that far into Too Fast that we're like recovering Brick Mansions.
My goal, it's impossible because there's too many movies, but my goal for like the network was like to cover every movie. Like we're, at like 1,600 movies or whatever. We've done like 200 something for this show, but like we can't redo Brick
Every
Mansions.
movie?
Yes. I mean, it would be cool to be like, oh yeah, we've covered every movie. I mean, obviously we can't because there's millions of movies, but like
they're being made at every second of every,
I
like,
know.
and where do you draw the line?
Well, look, we never quit. We're still doing this thing. Other people have dropped off.
Yeah, exactly.
I needed help.
No, mama ain't raised no quitters.
I need help. We need help.
We would need an army of 70 million people just making nothing but movie. Like we can't fund an Indonesian sweatshop fast enough to generate podcasts about movies that we can't watch.
I should never have turned down that Arnold Schwarzenegger podcast that those guys wanted to do on our network. I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. No. A long time ago. Could have had another 70 movies done.
You could have. Yeah, see, this is your
So
fault.
much
You're
closer to a
sandbagging
million.
yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Now to the NFL. I'm still pissed the Chiefs won. They had to do it for the Swifties.
They had to. I agree. Scripted.
Oh,
bullshit.
by the way, this Friday,
What?
Tortured Poets Department. Get ready.
Oh,
Get
yeah,
excited.
I'm stoked.
I know Rachel's excited.
Yeah, exactly.
A few friends of mine, Jerry writes, that are Raiders fans are super happy the Niners lost, but I clap back saying, you're happy with a division rival that kicks your ass twice every year, wins a title in your home stadium? Damn, didn't know Raiders fans were low-key Chiefs fans. All I heard was silence.
Crickets. I agree. I would feel so bad watching, like, can you imagine if, like, the Browns came to, like, Heinz Field to win the Super Bowl? I would kill myself. This would be, like, the worst day of my life.
And you're like, ha, Vikings fans, at least they beat the Vikings. It's like, yeah, but the Browns... All right.
Yeah, shit in your fucking...
By the way, the Browns are never beating the Vikings to the Super Bowl because neither team is ever going to make the Super Bowl, so it's fine.
You're getting, come on, man. You're going to get fucking Drake May, JJ McCarthy. You're getting White Lightning 2.0 there.
I want both of your opinions on free agency. Russ and Justin Fields to the Steelers and Kirk to the Falcons.
I was gearing myself up to be excited for Russ.
I think we talked about this.
Although-
I think this is part of the famous eat batteries tirade.
No. I was just saying, but specifically this part of it, I think that I was gearing myself up to be excited for Russ, and he's the corniest man alive, but I still think that he's serviceable, and I was happy with serviceable. I think Justin Fields is a fucking stud, and I think neither of these would have happened. Little does everybody forget that if Dwayne Haskins would have been alive and not died in Miami, I don't think the Steelers would have been in any of these situations at all, and it's very, very sad because I think Dwayne Haskins had a lot of talent, and he could have been that guy. But give me fucking Justin Fields. I'm stoked. That's my QB1. I'm down. I hope Russ gets benched week 3 and Justin Fields just comes in and fucking dominates.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you with Kirk to the Vikings?
It's fine. I think I'm
just
the only
conceded?
Vikings fan who... I mean, they need to move on. I'm worried because I thought like them re-signing JJ was like a lock, and now it seems like he's not going to re-sign, and who knows. But like if they lose Justin Jefferson, I'm going to be
Send him
very
to the
bummed.
Steelers. We want JJ and the Steelers. Our buddy that went to the baseball game with us said he almost convinced you to trade us Justin Jefferson the other day. He said he was trying to convince you to trade us Justin Jefferson. I was like Joey has that power.
He's like trade Justin. I was like, no. He's like, okay.
He's like, I'm trying to get Joey on board here. like you have like any power in the front office. He was like, we almost did it. I almost got there.
It's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
On a serious note, Ileana's cousin passed away a month ago at 22 years old in a head-on collision. Not going to lie, was hit hard. Ooh.
Wow, that's rough.
He was a big fan of Dragon Ball, in which Toriyama died too. WTF 2024. That's all I have to say for now. So be fast, never last. Say Charles Rain is not insane.
Oh.
Sorry about Leon's cousin. That's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's a bummer, dude. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you bounce back from it. It's sad, man. Young people lose it. Well, I just talk about Dwayne Haskins. Mm-hmm. It's always sad to lose young people. Old people, you all can die. But young people, I feel bad about. Sorry. Like, once I hit 70, don't feel bad for me. I'm old.
Joe, we have... I need to move on from this because I don't know where this is going, and I'm worried about what you're going to say next.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything weird. I promise. I already got it all out. Go ahead.
All right, Joe. We got one more email. This is from a new writer inner. This is Jeffrey Caller, probably Caller. KAH.
Well, welcome, Jeffrey. Caller. Thanks for the email, bud.
I have not read this yet either, but I hope it's first time listener. Long-time caller, because I mean,
I hope he starts it to all my world leaders.
When I put that in our Instagram story, I just said to our world leaders. ... And that's all. Perfect. Boy, it's still so
very strange.
Truly to be blessed by a creative mind such as that at the helm of our franchise. First time writing in is the subject line. Hello family. I'm a relatively new listener from the Bay Area, Alameda specifically. I've been listening from the beginning, because I guess people like listening to from bad the beginning. Podcasts.
Yeah,
we got better as time goes on. Whatever, I hope, and I'm loving the show.
Good.
I just started lap 6, and I've been
Jesus Christ! You guys are flying through.
Well, no, here this is.
We always remember. Yeah. Then we hit COVID. I agree.
A lot of people are just like lap 5, lap 6. It's like, okay, cool. Now there's a lap with like 80 episodes in it.
Yes.
It doubles the work. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've been meaning to write in, but I keep hearing so many things I wanted to bring up. I keep forgetting what I meant to send before. You're not alone.
We won't remember either. It's okay.
Like when you predicted the plot of Fast 10 during the driving competition pit stop, but I've been putting this one off on purpose to see if anyone brought it up. And in the episode I'm listening to, it has not.
Jeffrey, can I tell you a secret? We throw a lot of shit at the wall. But I mean, we throw a lot of shit at the wall. So if we predicted something, it's because we've done 350 of these episodes, and we probably said every possible outcome that can happen in the Fast and the Furious movie.
Well, he's saying that this, so far, whatever this idea is...
I want to see what it is. Okay.
...has not come up. Kara kept talking about how bad of a cop Brian is, but if we consider You Are My Lifespan canon, which we don't, but I love that we could...
That would be amazing.
Then he's probably the worst cop I've ever seen, and I have a BS in criminal justice.
So he smells BS criminal justice.
In Chapter 1, he blows his cover immediately telling Ellie he's Brian O'Connor, not Brian Spillner. I had to look up the story to double check. It's probably been mentioned before. I feel so bad for Jeffrey that he has no idea that we stopped reading this. I had to look up the story to double check. It's probably been mentioned before as I'm still behind, and I read ahead, and I keep calling him O'Connor without him revealing himself. But if I don't write it in now, I don't think I'll ever get around to it.
Sadly, Jeffrey, we got banned from reading...
From
You Are My Lifespan. Thank you for enjoying it, though. I thought it was a fun, positive activity. Apparently, it was not.
Anyways, that's it for now. I'll probably keep writing in as I catch up, and next time I'll include my rankings.
Please write back in. That's fun.
Also, look, we're not going to read more episodes of Lifespan, but if you out there...
Only if it's for you.
And to write in... Only if it's for you, but if you were to read it and write in thoughts about it, I'm contractually obligated to read everything we receive.
That means if you copy and paste an entire chapter into an email.
Oh wow, this email from Wes is shorter than usual.
He must have been brief this week. It's pretty funny. Good joke. I like that one.
That's all the emails we got. family@cageclub.me if you want to write in about Lifespan or anything.
And if you send the chapters,
we'll read on the next episode.
Read them without my voices because that was a fun part of it. But it's not for us.
We have a store at cageclub.me/shop. You can also leave us reviews on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Please and thank you. But Joe, the final thing to do, extracurricular activities. What have you been up to in the last 3 weeks?
I actually have a lot of stuff coming up ahead. And so I've been trying to do nothing prepping for this fucking hell month of April that I have coming ahead of me soon. Not hell month anymore, but just a lot of bullshit that was happening.
What about Hell Track from Red?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to go ass sliding with you. I wish I was ass sliding with you. But fun stuff. I've been sick again, so I was just like sleeping on the couch the past couple days. What else? I haven't been watching anything crazy. Oh, we started Fallout. Fallout's pretty cool. Did you start Fallout?
I did not start Fallout yet.
It's pretty cool. Rachel and I like it.
I want to. There's so much, like, TV is the one thing I like can't keep up with because I've been like really crushing podcasts. Like my free time is like podcast listening, so I want to catch up on that, which might never happen. But TV is the one taking the prep. But you like it? I've only heard good things.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think that it's very enjoyable. Yes, and Rachel seems to really like all these video game shows. I was like laughing at her because like we're on a run now. She liked The Last of Us, Twisted Metal, and now she's like Fallout. I really like, and I'm like, you just like video game movies. And I was trying to think that I was like, maybe it's because the storytelling is like actually very linear. You know what I mean? Like that she hasn't played these video games, but like no matter what decisions you make, you're always like coming back to like a checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
In a video game, there's like not very truly any open world. Like there's always a path, right? So I was like, maybe you just like that type of storytelling, and like you don't really get that from movies all the time, and who knows? Then you and I did a thing.
We did do a thing.
We did. Joey and I went to go see the Yankees
on Eclipse Monday, even though they changed the date or the time of the game.
They really
because
boned
they didn't
us.
Want people, I know, but it was still fine. But we're like, let's go to a day game because we went to a day game
and then
last
we were
year,
like, oh man, it's gonna be during the eclipse. Like the game was at 2. I like day baseball, especially like going to see baseball with Joey. Like we can skip work, we go down there, we get to drink, and then I get home at a reasonable hour. Then they were like, nope, psych, we already bought the tickets. They're like, move the game to 6. I'm like, fuck out of here. This is such trash. So we got to...
They're doing more, I think, for...
What?
Same kind of promotion for like next week when they're playing the A's. Like they're just doing like $41 tickets again.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool to know. We should definitely hit another day game that they don't fucking move out of Eclipse time because I do enjoy day games. But we saw a good game. Yankees won. Marlins are trash. I've been watching a lot of baseball. The Penguins got bonered last night. They needed the Caps and the Red Wings to lose to possibly make it into the playoffs tonight, and both won.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure you know all about the like chain of events that happened that like completely boned the Red Wings
tie it with 3 seconds left, which I was watching. Yes,
which knocked out like the Flyers.
Yes,
right. But then the Flyers didn't know that, and they pulled their goalie,
even though they didn't need to. Yes,
and so they lost.
Yes.
And then that knocked the Red Wings out.
Yes. Which caused the Caps to win. Which, if the Caps won, they were in. So whatever. Hockey season's over. Oh! I would like to make a formal announcement that although it is currently, right now, as of today, April 17th at 6:05 p.m., I have a fucking gigantic lead in fantasy hockey, and that trophy ain't fucking leaving. It ain't go. It's.
Wait, you won it last year?
Yeah, it's back-to-back. First time back-to-back, first time 3-time champion. Nobody's ever won it more than once. So star me up on my green jacket, ladies, because daddy got the trophy again. Ain't shipping this bitch off. It's like 45 pounds. So when Zach came over this weekend, he was like, aren't you glad you don't have to spend $100 to ship this trophy this year? I was like...
Oh, the winner has to... That seems shitty. It should be like whoever comes in last should have to pay for shipping.
No, I was just going to like take it out and call it dues or something. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh, well, yeah, but I think it'd be funny if, like, you know, they make, like, all these, like, things go viral online, like,
yes,
I came in last,
so I had to,
they made me fly, like, 30 hours in a row on different planes or whatever. It's like, that sucks, but just like, no, you pay for shipping to ship the trophy from last year's winner to this year's winner.
Most of the time, I could, like, just hand it off. Like, most of us go to Vegas or, like, I'm in a lot of the places that other people would be. I would fly it out. Like, I would visit someone and drop it off to them as opposed to, but shipping it's fucking expensive. So, yes. So I'm going to get a new fucking placard. I'm going to be Joey back-to-back this year. I always give myself a fun nickname in the middle there. So I'm excited. And then, yeah, that's about it. What have you been up to, brother?
What have I been up to? I saw on April 2nd in New York, it was the start of the tour, Tim Robinson of I Think You Should Leave. You guys watch that show on Netflix?
It doesn't hit for me. I don't know. I watched some of it, and like he has too much Eric Andre in him. Like, they're just very yelly, which, like, I don't know. People love it. It just doesn't hit for me. I don't know.
So he did I Think You Should Leave live, which we didn't really know what it was going to be. It wound up being like 90 minutes of like deleted sketches and extended sketches and them talking about it. It was very funny. But in person at this venue in New York was Tim Robinson. I think the guy who like writes all the episodes with him.
Okay.
But also a special guest was Sam Richardson, who's like his comedy creative partner who did Detroiters with him. You might know him from Veep. He was Richard Splett on Veep.
Sure.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's really, really funny. Also there was Seth Meyers. Also there was Patty Harrison, who's a very funny actress.
Okay.
Also there was Paul Rudd. Also there were like a couple other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very, very funny, very exciting. So that was a lot of fun. That was a very fun thing
cool.
to do.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, Margaret and I went up to Detroit, and because her friend lives north of Michigan, so we went up to visit her. We went to the Tigers home opener, and then at the Tigers home opener to sing the national, or not the national anthem, but like
first pitch,
take me to the ball game for the seventh inning stretch, were Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson, because they're back in Detroit. So it's just like, I just saw you guys 2 days ago or 3 days ago in New York.
You were like on the same plane
here to Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they probably scheduled their tour to like go up to Detroit or whatever, but it was just wild to see
these same guys 2 days in a row that are famous guys on TV. Yeah, crazy.
So that was fun. Her visiting her friend was great. I met that friend before. She's awesome. Her husband is great.
Cool.
It was a good time. Then we went to the Yankee game.
Yes.
You and me.
Yes.
I'm skipping over movies that's on theaters. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Did I do anything else of note? My friend got a new dog. So
what
her
kind of dog
passed away like 2 years ago. It's a Labradoodle.
I like Labradoodles. They're cute.
Hold on, I'll show you a picture of Louie.
Please.
So it was my friend's birthday, and also she got this dog, so I went down to say hi to her, and it was very nice. But here is Lou.
Oh, cute as bean. Oh my God, yeah.
Lou is a Texas dog. So like this dog is like not a designer dog, but like a pure Labradoodle that family got it for Christmas, and then like never took it outside, was just
terrible. I hate that.
And
it happens often.
And then like would cage him, and then when he came out, like he was all like excited and like wound up, and like would just like want to play with the kids, and I was just like, this dog's too much work. So they just like brought it back to the shelter or whatever, brought it to a shelter. And so this like very expensive like purebred dog my friend got for just like shipping fees up to New Jersey, which was like $500 whatever.
That's
so,
a lot. That's a lot of how that happens, because people are fucking stupid. But yeah, sure.
The dog is so calm, so well mannered. I think he's gonna be enormous. He's like 6 months, and he's like so like lanky and big.
Yeah, you see him, he's gonna get big. Yeah.
Is there anything else that I did other than just seeing things in theaters? I think that's basically all I've done. But I have seen a bunch of movies in theaters. I saw Immaculate, the Sydney Sweeney Naughty Nun movie. Not really Naughty Nun, but like, you know how we've done like Naughty Nun as like the film club thing? Sydney Sweeney Nun movie. It's fine.
Is she naked in it? That's all I care about.
No, but she's in a bathtub at one point in a dress, but whatever.
I'll use Mr. Skins.
She's naked on the internet.
Yep, exactly.
Then I saw Late Night with the Devil, which was a 70s, like it's a late night talk show. It's like this very kind of like alternate reality where like this guy was competing with like Carson or whatever, and like his ratings were really good, and they started plummeting or whatever, and he's like trying to pull out all the stops here on this like one Halloween night. And it's a new movie, but it looks and feels like it's from the 70s. I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really good. So I would check that out whenever it comes on streaming. If it's not even, it might be there already. I don't know. Then I saw Problemista, which is an A24 movie. Julio Torres directed it, starred in it. I was expecting that to be, and this is kind of, setting the bar too high. I expected it to be like one of my favorite movies of the year, and I think it's really, really good, but it was kind of like a little bit less than I was hoping for. But,
okay.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. I saw Dev Patel and Monkey Man, that new John Wick kind of like revenge movie set in India, I believe, which is good, but not great. I mean, I like John Wick movies better, but, know. Then Margaret and I saw a movie called La Haine. La Haine. It's French. It means hate. It's from 19... Okay, so here's the fun thing. Do you remember when we did Babylon AD? And I was like, this director made this crazy good movie that everybody considers like one of the like 100 best movies ever made. And then he made this movie with Vin Diesel.
Yes.
And he hated everything about it so much that he made a documentary about how miserable he was on set called like fucking Kassovitz or whatever. So this is the movie that the guy made that like made him like a thing.
Okay.
It's from 1995. It's all in black and white. I think you would like it, though, because it's kind of a little bit like... It's a little Do the Right Thing. It's a little kids. A little Wire, a little kids. It's about these, like, 3 French late teens, early 20s kids. And they're just, like, filled with, like, anger and rage. And it's a very, like, tense time to be in France. And again, it's a black and white movie in French, so I know that's not exactly your thing. But I think it does enough stuff in the way of things that I know that you love that you might actually dig it. Also, like, I think it's just, like, objectively great. And it's only, like, 95 minutes long, so it's reasonably short. And, like, it ends. It's a great ending. So then I saw Civil War, Alex Garland's Civil War.
Okay.
Thought it was great. The politics are weird. He doesn't really take a stand on the politics, but, like, I think as a journalism movie, incredible.
Okay.
That's all I saw in theaters. That's a bunch of saw in theaters.
Yeah, it's a fuck ton of movies.
Coming out this weekend is Abigail, the little vampire ballerina movie, and also Sasquatch Sunset, where Riley Keough and Jesse Eisenberg are Sasquatches.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't know this was coming out either. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a new movie come out on Hulu this week, Riley Keough, and then also has this new movie. It's a big week for Riley, so...
We like Riley on this podcast.
You and I have done bonus episodes of this. We did, since we last did one of these, we did Ricky Stenicki for Zack Attack.
Yes, we
so
did.
We have another bonus episode of that out there. That's about it, I think. And I also saw In the Mood for Love, which is a Wong Kar-wai movie from 2000, which is incredible. Like, it's one of like another one of the like the best, like on Letterboxd, like the number 52 movie. Like, it's just ridiculously good.
Pretty high. Yeah.
But that's all I got, I think. Just been watching a lot of stuff. Have I been playing? Not really playing anything of note. Lotto Pod's still going strong.
Oh yeah.
About to start releasing our eco module books. We interviewed another author, which was good.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Like, nothing really of note, just watching things, hanging with Margaret.
Cool.
We did baseball games.
Yeah, baseball games. That's fun.
But Joe, anything else to say in this episode of Fastlane before we close up shop?
I cannot wait for my April to be over. Mainly, I can't wait for this weekend to be over, and then I'm going to have fun after that. And I'll tell you all about it when I get back. Just kidding.
Yes. Are you gonna tell that? I guess you can tell that story on a Fastlane. I was gonna say maybe that's like a Patreon bonus episode content. Just what you're doing this weekend, but you can do it on Fastlane.
Yeah, I'll talk about it when I get back.
Shout out Maria.
Yeah, shout out my sister. Thanks.
Our next episode next week is Fast 5 with Walt and Kim. And then after that is the bonus episode of Repo Man. So if you want the Repo Man episode, again, bonus episodes every 2 weeks and also early access to every episode. Instead of getting them on Tuesdays, you get them like the Thursday or Friday before, which is pretty good.
Makes it confusing for me, but yes.
Like, how so?
Just because like people in the Discord will be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, what the fuck episode are you listening to? Because then like we record it and then it comes out like you know, like the next day. Then they listen to it and then they're behind and some of them are ahead. Feels weird. Whatever.
Or like Wes catching up on episodes. Like, no, you need to stay current because like I can't remember what you're talking about. Like I need you to stay current. Anybody, I mean, look, listen whenever you listen.
Listen whenever you listen. We're thankful.
But if you want us to like have a conversation about what you're listening to, keep current.
I mean, my brain only works for like I don't even remember shit that we say at the beginning of this episode. So,
do you remember the name of this minute?
Show me the money.
There you go. You still remember some stuff.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been drinking because I'm sick.
It's like you took the Limitless pill.
Exactly. Yeah, my brain works at it works at 63% function.
Or you're like Lucy from the Scarlett Johansson movie Lucy.
I don't know that one.
It's the same thing. She just takes a pill that like she can use 100% of her brain, or maybe she doesn't take a pill, but she can use 100% of her brain, and she just like
whoa.
It's Limitless, but whatever.
Okay.
It's Lucy.
Yeah, same. Adderall, same
movie,
thing. Done it.
Yeah. For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFast2Forever, or at TooFast2Forever on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Email us, family@cageclub.me. We'll read on the next episode 3 weeks in. Again, lifespan or not.
True.
Store at cageclub.me/shop, Patreon page at TooFast2Forever.com. Come back next week for Fast 5. The second time we'll be talking with Walt about Fast 5.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool, though.
Because he joined for Fast 5 whenever he joined for the first time. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.